Hello, my friend. I am so excited to dive into this week's podcast episode for you on this week's astrology. Oh my goodness. It's gonna be a juicy week. I'll be going through how the transits of this week will affect you. I will then dive into how I plan to get monetized on YouTube in the next 3 months using my Jupiter sign. This is really great if you've ever thought about doing YouTube. If you're just curious, this is exciting because I want to share some of my strategy for this. I will then end off this podcast episode with a tarot reading of what energy to embrace, what energy to let go of. So let's just dive right into it. Starting off with January 13th, we have this powerful, emotional full moon in Cancer. Now, I already made a whole podcast episode on this full moon in Cancer, so go listen to that. That was last week's episode. That is going to give you the energy that we're still going to be feeling for a few days. And if you want to dive into how the full moon in Cancer is affecting your chart specifically, you can come join me and the Moon Sign Creative community for our full moon in Cancer event to release and let go any stuck emotions and to call in your manifestations. Because if you are not clearing your energy, then your manifestations can't come in. They're going to be blocked. So this event is happening on January 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You could also catch the replay because I have a lot of community members who just watch the replays and they still feel so much better after each event. So I'll be diving into how the full moon is affecting your specific chart. We'll also be doing a healing art ritual to release and let go in community, and it's so much fun. I love my new moon and full moon events so much. I've been running the community since 2020. It's been a while, it's been a minute, and I'm excited for this full moon. I really am, as a Cancer moon. Now we're still feeling this Mars retrograde in Cancer. I want to give you a heads up on this. This can feel like an emotional week. A lot of emotions can be brought to the surface, especially because the full moon in Cancer is conjunct Mars in Cancer retrograde. So some people can be more passive aggressive. Some people can be acting out of emotion very quickly. They could be very reactive. This is honestly a time when people could also be very wishy-washy when it comes to dating. You could experience some setbacks in terms of work. Please keep this in mind. However, Mars retrogrades really help us connect with how we are in tuned to taking action, taking initiative, how we should be working differently, how we should be dating differently. Really, really good to consider. Now, what's also happening is on January 12th, the nodes shift from Aries and Libra into Pisces and Virgo. So the North node will move into Pisces and the South node will move into Virgo. I brought this up in last week's episode, yet I want to just give you a heads up that this is a huge, huge new chapter for you for the next 2 years with the North node in Pisces and the South node in Virgo. I'll be going through this really in depth in my free 2025 workshop on how the astrology of the year will affect you. This is perfect if you just want to plan the year ahead with me. This is happening in Aquarius season. I'll leave a link to that. It's going to be so much fun, so helpful, completely free. I think this is my only free event for the year in this capacity, in this way. So be sure to take advantage of it. Now, the overview of this with the North Node in Pisces is we're really tuning into wanting to grow and expand our spiritual experiences, wanting to really listen to our intuition. We're going to be breaking more karmic cycles. We're trying to focus more on healing modalities. We're trying to look into listening to our intuition more. We're trying to be more empathetic. We're trying to be more sweet and more kind and just very nurturing. With the South Node in Virgo, we're trying to just let go of perfectionism. We're letting go of not feeling good enough. This can open up some old wounds around this area. We're trying to let go of judgment, of being critical on ourselves, of letting go of what you think you should be doing every single day and understanding that maybe it's not about what you see in your physical world. Maybe it's tuning into the Pisces area of your chart and imagining what's possible for you, dreaming bigger. So I'll be diving deeper into this in the Astrology of 2025 event. So I'm excited to see you there. Now, what's also happening on the 13th is the Sun in Capricorn is trine Uranus in Taurus. This is really lovely. You could experience a surprise when it comes to money at work. You could experience a surprise when it comes to a food-related item. Perhaps you go out for food, to a new restaurant. This could also look like just feeling more abundant or feeling as though there's this lovely artistic quality that comes into your life this day. Maybe you really appreciate a painting this day, or you get a notification and you're like, okay, I really want to create a vision board. I'm so inspired by this. I know I have this breakthrough idea. I'm going to put it down on paper. This is such a lovely energy to make art with. This is also such a lovely energy to get breakthroughs around what your relationship to money is. How can you feel more worthy just as you are? How can you act in a way where you're building something long term? You're seeing that maybe you have to step out of your comfort zone a bit more to build something that lasts. Really good to consider. Now on the 14th, we have Venus in Pisces square Jupiter in Gemini. This is still very lovely. I talked a bit about this in the full moon in Cancer chart. Yet this is a surprise when it comes to our finances and love life. You could feel like maybe you're getting a lot of notifications from friends. You could feel like you're seeing a lot of friends. You could feel like you're spending a lot of money. Please be aware of this, that you could want to splurge a lot more. This could also look like a lot of creative experimentation. This could look like a really amazing meditation. I will say though, you could feel a bit burnt out from either too many interactions with friends or too many interactions with talking to too many people. If you're an introvert, this can feel a bit overwhelming. I will say that, so please caution this. Yet this is us just feeling a bit more overwhelmed with our communication. However, I do think this is a very lucky opportunity. Maybe you hear something from a friend and it just brightens your day, or you hear something about a potential opportunity and it goes well. There's a lot of possibility with this. Now on the 16th, the Sun in Capricorn is opposing Mars in Cancer. This is uncomfortable. This can feel a bit hard, a bit emotional. This could feel like someone is confronting you in a way that feels a bit passive aggressive. Mars is still retrograde. You could feel as though someone's upset with you. You could feel like there's some tension with a boss or a family member at this time. Perhaps you're really seeing things differently, a different perspective than a boss or family member. So this is confronting you to change your approach in this situation. Try not to react right away to this. Try to give it some time. Maybe if you need to think, ask if you can come back to this conversation later. This is an energy where I highly recommend screaming into a pillow, doing a workout, doing something that shifts the energy for you. I will also say you could probably feel a bit at odds with yourself in some form. So if this does not show up externally for you in terms of another person, this could also potentially look like you're trying to work and take action, but you're not having the energy to do it, and it's not aligning to who you think you are. Really good to consider. This is this intense emotion around, okay, who am I? Who do I want to be? And what are the actions I need to take every single day to be that person? So for example, if you are an athlete, then of course you're going to train every day. So on this day, if you're not training, you could feel a bit conflicted in terms of who you are and what you do. really good to consider. I think this is just more so a sign for you to realign in terms of making sure your identity is aligned to how you act and what you do. On the 17th, we have the Sun in Capricorn sextile to Neptune in Pisces. This is lovely. This is dreamy. This is dreaming big. This is very artistic, very sensual, but also very spiritual. This looks like perhaps you are getting a vision of who do you want to become. You're trying to envision your higher self. You're trying to envision what you want for the future. And this is very supportive energy for this. This is a great time to meditate. This is a great time to journal. I will say this can feel a little bit confusing. You could feel like you're in a daze. You could feel a bit disoriented this day. Keep this in mind. This is still very helpful energy, but I would say to caution yourself to make sure you're setting yourself up for success by putting down and not overwhelming yourself with too many tasks this day. On January 19th, Venus is conjunct to Saturn in Pisces. This is so lovely. I really do love this transit. Now, a mix of emotions can come up during this time, yet I see this as you could potentially talk to someone. May this be a friend, may this be a potential romantic connection, may this be just a loved one, a family member, and you're just receiving more love. You're feeling more valued and appreciated, or you want to show that to that person. I see this as maybe perhaps you are creating something very spiritual in terms of a partnership. Perhaps you are connecting with someone in a very spiritual way. Perhaps you're doing something creative with someone. This is super lovely. This is us getting aligned with our values. And which values are you being consistent with? Which values do you know will help you long term? So I see this as a very beneficial transit to get very serious about your spiritual practice, your meditation, journaling, spiritual partnerships, creativity, doing something that nourishes your soul. Really, really good to consider. However, there is a bit of a downfall with this energy. This could also look like someone may be withholding some type of love towards you because Saturn can feel quite harsh. Venus brightens things up. Venus is very beneficial in this way. So I do see this energy kind of balancing out, but I do think this will look more positive than harsh. Yet it's good to keep in mind that I do think you're just going to have a very lovely interaction with a spiritual partner, a family member, or a friend. Now, Aquarius season begins on the same day, on January 19th. And with Aquarius season, we're really going to be focused on community, on friendships, on doing things differently. Aquarius is traditionally ruled by Saturn, yet also the modern day ruler is Uranus. This means that we're going to try and figure out how to structure more group hangouts, more friendship hangouts, how to help more people, how to organize the people in our life. May this be through creating an event, creating a party. May this be through how can I help my local community? Can I donate to a women's shelter? Can I donate to someone who really needs it? What does this look like? Aquarius season also brings in this Uranus energy of doing things that are different, going against the grain. This could look like really tuning into how to break free from something that confines you. This is an energy of thinking about what you can do differently in your daily life. How can you connect with more people for a revolution? This is an energy of how can I think differently? How can I do things differently? This is an energy of what breakthroughs do I need to receive to take action and get out of my comfort zone. I also have your Aquarius season horoscopes for the VIP membership. So you can check those out. You can read those if you want to get excited for the season ahead. Now, what's also happening this day is Mercury in Capricorn is sextile to both Saturn in Pisces and Venus in Pisces. This is quite lovely. This is very supportive. So we are trying to really think of having more conversations with mentors, with family members about what we want when it comes to our career. Maybe this is a boss. This is an energy of planning ahead, trying to figure out your goals and talking about your goals in a way where you're trying to see, do my goals align with my values? You're also trying to see, how do I connect and think about my goals? How do I communicate what I want when it comes to a relationship? Am I communicating my needs? Venus is the planet of values, but it's also how we show love and affection. So this could look like planning a date. This could look like, okay, having a serious conversation with a partner about what you want for the future. If you're dating someone, maybe this is having a conversation of what feels aligned to you. If you're in a business, this could look like, okay, how can I strategize the next few months for myself? Am I aligning to what I really want based on these goals? What do I need to break down? Is there a strategy that I could put in place that allows me to tune into my values even more? Is there a strategy I could put in place that also allows me to not overwork myself or allows me to lead more people, leave the legacy I want to leave behind? So those are the major transits of this week. Again, if you haven't signed up for the free 2025 astrology workshop, come join me for that. That's going to be so good, so fun. Now, in this episode, I'm going to share how I'm using my Jupiter sign to get monetized on YouTube in 3 months. This is a really bold declaration, okay? This is me trusting the process, but I am experimenting. I have a really, really good strategy to get monetized on YouTube, and I've been on YouTube for 5 years. So I've wanted to get monetized on YouTube for a very long time. There were years where I didn't really post much because I got very discouraged in the beginning. I think the first year on YouTube, I joined January of 2020. This was right before my Saturn return, so you can even go watch all my Saturn return videos on this because, wow, I am a completely different person. You can go see who I was before and you're like, your energy is so different. One of my friends actually went back to watch those videos beside me and she's like, you're unrecognizable. It's so true. It's so true. Yet at that time, I knew that me putting myself out there on YouTube was going to help more people. And I have so many videos. I have hours and hours and hours of content, but it wasn't leading me anywhere. In 2024, I got closer to one of my friends and she's monetized on YouTube and she had an amazing, amazing strategy to get monetized on YouTube. And this is kind of inspired by her. But this is also a good sign that if you are not around people who inspire you, if you are not friends with people who challenge you, who show you what's possible, this is your sign that you need to find friends who will grow with you. And I remember her getting monetized within a few months of being on YouTube, and I was so shocked because I was on YouTube for 4 years at that time, and it made me really reconsider, okay, what do I need to change? Now, I'm going to share my top 3 goals for this year, and hopefully it inspires you. I would love to hear your goal for 2025. So one of my goals is making my Maximize Your Magnetism Jupiter course, activating your Jupiter sign for opportunities and growth in your career, evergreen. So this just means that you can now access my Jupiter course anytime. Usually I would launch this repeatedly throughout the year, certain times of the year. I'm trying to figure out a way so that people can just have access to this course because I still get random sales for my Jupiter course. It is my most popular course and it's helped so many people. So I just want to help more people have access to it. So that's one of my top goals. My second goal is to have a group program in place. I'll dive deeper as to what that looks like later on in this podcast series. And my third goal is to get monetized on YouTube. So going back to the topic of this week of how am I going to use my Jupiter sign to get monetized on YouTube? I have Jupiter in Leo in my 11th house, and my Jupiter sign has given me opportunities when it comes to going viral on TikTok, viral on Instagram. It's helped me gather a lot of friends. It's helped me attract more growth-oriented friends and has helped me really connect with people in a way that helps me see what's possible. So my Jupiter in Leo in the 11th house has given me more opportunities when it comes to going viral on TikTok. I now have over 70K on TikTok in terms of my community. So thank you so much if you follow me on TikTok. I also have all this community on my Instagram, I think over 15K. So thank you again for that. But tapping into your Jupiter sign can help you with gaining leads for your business. Tapping into your Jupiter sign is what can help you with feeling more magnetic and attractive, especially when it comes to your career. If you don't have a business, this could look like, how can you connect with more people to get the opportunity you want? Jupiter is the planet of opportunities, luck, wisdom, but it's also the planet of belief. So knowing where your Jupiter sign is will show you what opportunities are there for you. Also, knowing where you're luckiest in your life and focusing on that luck, because part of being lucky is really reiterating how lucky you are and focusing and reminding yourself of this, because the more often you do it, the more gratitude you'll feel. The more often you focus on what's working for you, how you're lucky, the more opportunities you're going to attract in. So for myself, I am super, super lucky when it comes to my friendships. I have such amazing friends. I have some of the best friends out there. I also have a really soul nourishing community with the Moon Sign Creative Community, because I attract such inspiring, empathetic souls who love growth, who love self-reflection, who are creative, but also just kind people. My Jupiter sign has also given me opportunities to travel, to make money while traveling. A travel company once reached out to me to host a retreat. I get a lot of offers for brand deals because of my Jupiter sign. I don't take all of them. This is very important to say, because I think I turned down maybe 99% of brand deals because I want to make sure I am fully aligned to what I'm promoting and what I'm talking about. Yet, your Jupiter sign can show you what's possible. So the more you're able to tap into your Jupiter sign, the more opportunities you're going to get in terms of your career. Now, going back to how I'm using my Jupiter sign to get monetized on YouTube, I know 100% that I can go viral on TikTok and Instagram. YouTube is very different for me. Yet, using the platforms that are working for me, using TikTok, hopefully it's not banned by the time that this episode comes out, but using Jupiter in terms of growing on TikTok, going viral on TikTok, and directing people to my YouTube channel, that is where I'm gonna funnel people, because ultimately you're able to then get more people on your videos. You're able to get people watching longer form content, because right now Jupiter is in Gemini. So this means short content is really preferred when it comes to going viral. This doesn't mean that you can't go viral with long form content. It just means that we're seeing so much short form content. That is so much of the energy of Jupiter in Gemini. So for me, it's creating short form content that leads people onto my YouTube channel. And I've done this through my 2025 horoscopes that are completely free. I do have an extended version for my VIP members that's only $8. Honestly, super affordable if you haven't watched your 2025 horoscope to get excited for your year ahead. Yet I've been directing people to these videos and my views have skyrocketed. I knew this. I knew this would happen, and I knew if I put in the work, then this is going to pay off. So by the rate I'm going, I should get monetized. So I'm going to give myself 3 months. I'm sharing this before it happens because I want you to know that strategy plays a huge role in your business. Yet it's also your mindset around how you are approaching your life. How are you approaching your goals? I shared the story about my friend who's monetized on YouTube because I just didn't see anyone who was monetized on YouTube around me in my space. You need the belief that it's possible for you to do something to achieve it. You need to see it in your external reality. So yes, you could follow amazing YouTubers who are monetized, for example, yet seeing it in person is very, very different than seeing it online. So this is why it's so important to cultivate amazing growth-oriented friendships, to invest in community, and that is why I'm bringing such amazing people into the Moon Sign Creative community. And I plan to have a more business-oriented group mentorship program this year. I also really help my Boldest You mentees with this. I recently celebrated all my Boldest You mentees wins from 2024 with them in person just yesterday while I'm recording this. I'm recording this a week in advance. Yet it was so lovely to see because a lot of my mentorship calls with them have been virtual. And getting everyone together in person is such a lovely gift because I got to really, really see how uplifting they are and how much they've grown over the last year of working with me. They're in completely different places. I have one client who's worked with me for 3 years and her business is thriving. Her business is really taking off. Yet I really love facilitating this type of community where people really recognize your wins, because it's really important to share them. This is my Jupiter and Leo again, honestly, because knowing that you're celebrating yourself, knowing that you can share your authentic voice, that is going to draw more people to you. And I used to be so afraid of this because I have Chiron in Leo, yet I want to share this importance if you also have Jupiter in Leo. I dive so much deeper into this if you want to really utilize Jupiter in your birth chart for more opportunities and growth in your career. I'll leave a link to my Maximize Your Magnetism course for this because I'll be doing a live Q&A for this course very soon. Yet if you do purchase it, you get immediate access to it, so you can binge watch it. You can gain practical tips you could do every single day to become luckier, to feel more magnetic. This is so important because wouldn't you want to make 2025 your best year possible? A great approach to make this happen is to really feel luckier, to really shift your perspective of what's possible for you. Now, going back to being monetized on YouTube, I have so many videos on YouTube. I will say, like, if you're trying to get monetized on YouTube right away, it is possible to do it within a few months. Yet, I want you to consider that you need to really love making content. That is where I thrive. I actually really, really enjoy making content because I'm a Leo sun. I have Jupiter in Leo. So me making content is where I thrive. I love the creativity. I love expressing myself. It did take me some time. Again, I had to heal my fear of being seen. This is a lot of work around subconscious reprogramming, around the fear of being seen, which I really help my Boldest You mentees with. Yeah, I want you to consider if you're thinking about your goal for this year, if you're thinking about content creation, where are you hiding? What is your why? Why are you doing something? This also played a huge factor for me because I think in 2020, when I was posting content, I was posting it, yes, to help more people, yet I genuinely love astrology so much. I do it for free all the time in terms of my free content, in terms of just telling my friends what's happening in the stars. I did a lot of free readings in the beginning of my career before I launched my practice in January 2021. So before that time, I did at least 100 free readings in passing. They were very casual readings, yet I genuinely love astrology. So when you're thinking about earning more money or just doing content creation or doing something bigger, make sure you're not coming at it from a place of scarcity. Make sure you're coming at it from an abundance mindset of what value can I provide that is super, super helpful for this person? This is also why I decided to do a free version of my 2025 horoscopes because I'm giving away so much free content this year in comparison. So I usually do give a horoscope for every year, yet I realized that I really, really enjoy just helping more people. And again, a lot of my sessions, of course, need to be paid for in terms of my time, yet the more I grow, the more I start to realize, okay, I know this can come back for me. And the more I grow in terms of my business, the more I realize that I know the right clients will find me. I know I'm still going to get paid for the work I'm doing because I'm still offering birth chart readings, I'm still offering courses. My courses are very accessible when you really see it because they are life-changing courses for someone to really learn astrology, to use it for the rest of your life because you get lifetime access, for example, to my Jupiter course. Yet, it's understanding that if you're able to make your skill set or what you love doing accessible to more people, if you're able to get seen, that is going to give you more opportunities, no matter what sign you are. And I think where it's tricky is if you have a lot of Aquarius or Scorpio placements, you have to be aware of if you self sabotage in any way with being seen. Very good to consider. I dive a lot deeper into how each sign self sabotages in my Shining as Your Authentic Self Astrology Foundations course. Yet, I want you to really get excited for this year and make sure you're seeing, okay, have I been keeping up with the goals I say I want to achieve this year? Am I doing things every day that allow me to achieve this goal? What does this look like? So I really hope this topic really inspired you of what's possible for you because I think we need more content that allows us to understand that there are people doing what we love doing and more things are possible for you than you think. The more often you tap into learning more, expanding your mindset, investing in yourself, but also just feeling more lucky, no matter what that is. Maybe that's just doing a gratitude practice for yourself. That's going to get you more opportunities in life. Now, let's dive into your tarot reading for this week. So, the first card out is the Sun card reverse. So, this could feel like you really need to nurture your inner child this week, yet you're feeling like you're drained, you're feeling like you can't feel as happy as you would like. You could feel as though you're repressing what you truly want to be doing. This is a week where you could feel like some insecurities are coming up for you and around being seen, or you could feel like it's getting harder or trickier for you to tap into your creativity. This is a week to take time for yourself. I feel like this is a card that really symbolizes you need to spend a day just taking yourself out, doing what your inner child wants. I've been seeing Wicked so many times in theaters. Like, there's like a $5 deal at cinemas for a specific cinema in Toronto, and it's so much fun because it really nourishes my inner child. Just getting inspired by something that really helps you feel taken care of and creative, and also that is more fun for you. Are you restricting yourself in any way when it comes to this? Ask yourself this. The next card out is the Three of Cups reverse. So I feel like this week you might have to let go of a certain friendship. You could feel like you're just overwhelmed in terms of your friendship groups. You could feel like there's just a lot that's coming up for you. This is an emotional week, I will say, with a full moon in Cancer. It will be beneficial, of course, yet it can feel tough. It can feel like you need to purge. You need to let go, especially if you have any past hurt or resentment from the past. That can be coming up right now. Yet, with the Three of Cups reverse, this is a sign of maybe you have to distance yourself from a certain friend that no longer aligns with you. Maybe you need to let go of something that hurt you that a friend did, or maybe you just have to have a conversation with them about it. This is also a card of maybe not prioritizing going out so much. Maybe you're feeling a bit more introspective. You want to just recharge at home. It could also look like this, but you could also feel a little bit isolated this week. Keep this in mind. I would say to make sure you're aligning yourself and finding community that really uplifts you. If you have any friends that are being judgmental or you're feeling like you're not being seen for who you are in a friendship group, that is a sign to find friends that really uplift you, that celebrate you, that really love you for who you are. I'm really hearing that message. If you want that support, if you want that community that really uplifts you and is there to support you, you can check out the Moon Sign Creative Community because we'd be happy to have you. The next card out is the Hanged Man reverse. So it's interesting, we got this card last week upright. This is the time, this week is going to be a time when you have to take action. You're kind of done with standing aside, you're done with just observing. You might want to take action this week. Again, Mars is still retrograde, so be cautious. Try not to be reactive. Yet I do feel like you've gained a lot of insight as to how to move forward, what to change, how to approach things differently, and how your mindset has shifted during this time. I asked what our block is this week, and we got the Four of Cups. So you could be feeling a bit disappointed about a certain situation. You could feel like the hands you were dealt aren't exactly what you want. You could just feel dissatisfied by something. You could feel like, okay, I wanted this, but I'm getting this. So maybe you wanted a chocolate chip cookie and you got an apple. I want you to really focus on what is working for you. Sometimes we can hyper focus on our problems so much that we're not really acknowledging and celebrating what is working and what is going right. And that is honestly a very essential thing to growth, is really recognizing and feeling more happier based on what you currently have. Happiness is a choice. I want to really emphasize this. Happiness is a choice. And I don't want to say that depression isn't real because I've struggled with depression in the past. If you're in a hard situation, if you're in a very, very difficult situation, I am not a medical professional. I definitely understand depression is a very serious issue, and a lot of things that happen to us, very dark things, very difficult things in terms of trauma, in terms of what we've dealt with, it can be very, very difficult to feel happy during those times. It is important to feel everything though. Do not block your emotions. This is a week to unleash all your emotions. Yeah, even in my darkest times when I lost my father at a young age and I was grieving his loss. He died unexpectedly, and it was probably one of the most devastating things in my life. It felt like I don't understand what happened, and it took me years to process this. Yet I just remember feeling hopeless, right? And you need some kind of hope to move through things. You need hope and reminding yourself that things will get better. The thing that got me through that very dark period was affirmations, was telling myself it's going to get better. It was self-soothing before I even knew what that was, right? And I have free overnight affirmations on love and money. If you need help with this, this is just to play overnight so that you can feel more abundant, you can feel more loved if you're going through a hard time, if you just want comforting affirmations to uplift your vibration, to help you attract more and see more positive things in your life. That is completely free. I'll leave a link to that. It's really changed my life. Like, looking back, affirmations have really helped me through some very difficult times because sometimes you want someone else to tell you these things. You want someone to rescue you or save you. The only person who's going to save you is yourself. Okay, remind yourself of that. The only person who's going to save you is yourself. Okay, that was a very channeled message. I asked for a clarifier for this, and we got the Chariot card. This makes sense. This is the Cancer card. We have Mars retrograde in Cancer. We also have this full moon in Cancer. So what's going to help you through this is taking intuitive action. Listen to your intuition. Communicate your emotions to the people around you. Communicate how you feel. I also see this as a really good time to focus on your health. This is a good time to speak up if you need that support from someone, if you want that support from someone. In terms of health, this is a time to really pay attention to signs and like go to a doctor or get your checkup or schedule those in. This is a good reminder for your yearly checkup. Schedule those in. I think we got the Chariot card last week as well. So this is very interesting. I'm going to the dentist this week, so that was a good reminder. Your oracle cards are gratitude. Tune in to what you already have because that's just going to help you attract more into your life. Start a gratitude practice for yourself. Start journaling every day. We also got content with what I already have. How can you see that you have everything you need to be happy? How can you see that you have everything you need to put your work out there, to help more people, or just to have fun, to appreciate life? You have so much. Remind yourself that you don't need $1 million to be happy. Yes, money is great, but it's just a tool. It's a tool that can help us with feeling happier, but you need to feel happiness first to attract more into your life. You have to feel that gratitude and that feeling of abundance before you attract more abundance into your life. The last card out is Plant a Seed and Wait. So this is a week to set intentions. I know we've already set intentions quite often for the last few weeks. We've already been a few weeks in to 2025, yet this is a good week to really have that out there, speak your truth, and keep setting those intentions. Keep planting those seeds because it will grow in time. So I really hope this helped, friend. I really hope it helped. If you like a private birth chart reading with me, I just have a few spots left for February. And if you want to really maximize your magnetism in 2025, you could check out my Jupiter course. I have a special code to save 50% off for a very limited time. By the time this episode comes out, it will just be for a few days. So take advantage of that. Come join me for the live Q&A so that I can pull up your birth chart to really help you with tapping into your Jupiter sign without the burnout. Because again, the dark side of Jupiter is burning out, exhaustion, and overwhelm. Yet you want to tap into it in a way that feels easy, that feels magnetic and abundant without that chaos. And I really hope to see you for the free Astrology of 2025 event that I'm hosting. I'll leave a link to that down below. Thank you so much for listening. Happy full moon in Cancer. I'm sending you so much love. Just know that the universe has your back. And with peace and love, take care.